LPJ Design presents.
Hey everybody, it's Louis Porter Jr. I'm just here just doing another one of our transparency agendas. I thought you'd want to hear some stuff we're up to and some stuff I heard this week and just some general stuff. First off, I want to show you something I picked up. If you get a chance, um, Barnes and Noble's had a copy, they had several copies actually, of this book. You see, I just opened it up. It's the art from Blizzard. Normally this book is $75. They had it on sale discount for 20 bucks. For anybody who's interested in art and understanding art and doing better art, I mean, this book is just full of just great pieces of art for you to take a look at. Character designs, different styles. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of art. I always have been, always will be. Um, I always suggest getting art books, even if you're not an artist. I found it to help me become a better art director is getting books like this and looking at them. I don't know if you can see my shelf. Actually, yeah, you can see my shelves. I've got a couple art books here that I really like. One of my favorites, Maximum Black. That's a very old book. That's the hardcover. I had the softcover one, but I finally got a hardcover one. A lot of beautiful, great art in that. Of course, Visions of a War from Wayne Reynolds. A Creature Box. I got art for Assassin's Creed. That's my Red Star graphic novel. I didn't realize it was over there. And I have 300, the art from the film. Personally, I'm a big fan of looking at these books. They give me a lot of inspiration, artistically speaking, that I think can, definitely transform what you're working on. That's something I think we're going to talk about today. We're talking about a lot of art and how I got to where I am as a graphic designer. I've always talked about, I tell everybody knows, I talk about graphic design a lot. I'm very big on that. I think it's very, very important. I think that some people aren't doing as good a job as they should. And I'm not going to call them out because that's not what this is about. I'm really about talking about the really guys that I think are really, really great. And I'll tell you myself. Tell you a little story. When we were about a couple of years ago, when Black Star Studios started coming out, they announced they were coming out with their new setting, and I was like, "Oh, okay, Shadowlands, that looked kind of good." And I really looked at the graphic design, and they really, I mean, they jumped it up a notch. I mean, it was guys I never heard of. I didn't know much about them, and this is like before the Kickstarter. I very much was very, very impressed with what they did. I mean, to the point where I just basically came home and said, "Wow, I can't keep doing the same old design I'm doing. I've got to really step up my game." And I mean, I admit, a lot of design I was doing was very, very, I call it safe design, not really pushing artistically where I wanted to do. It was more for, oh, saves a lot of time, I don't have to worry about it. It was that kind of, it's good design, clean design, but not amazing design. So I know a lot of people will notice that we changed our NeoExodus books. We went more from the white covers and things like that to a parchment colored, and that was like one of the big changes. And also with that, I said, oh, we're only going to do color art. I didn't want to do any more black and white art. I want to do custom art for it. I really wanted only to do that kind of stuff. I thought that was important to the product itself. I thought that was important to show people, you can do good looking books in color, even though you don't have a lot of money. I mean, color art's expensive, and there's ways around it. I try to find every way around, saving money. But sometimes you just gotta just pay what you gotta pay for, and it's you don't always like it, but that's what it is, and that's not a bad thing. It's just the way it is. So with that, I mean, we upped our pricing on art. We also upped our pricing on writing. So I think we got a better quality of people doing work for us. And artistically, I tell people go out and look at DeviantArt for all these new guys. Another thing I found out, and I've mentioned this before, but I always like to reiterate, uh, Pinterest. I think Pinterest is amazing. I found so many cool pieces of art to use as an art director to help people. If you go to Pinterest, make sure I got the right one because I always forget what my Pinterest account is. If you go to pinterest.com/LPJ, LMPJ, good lord, LMPJR, good lord, this is how difficult it's so many names. I used to LMPJR007. So it's usually LPJ or LMP, and never usually put them together like that. It's kind of funny. But if you go there, you can see our whole folder of all the art we've actually pinned up, and we've been broken into different stuff. We have character design, comic book covers, comic book artists, weapons and equipment, maps and landscape, monsters, symbols and icons, action sequences, action scenes and sequences, logo design, RPG covers, just cool stuff, Grand Theft Exodus. Our valued customers has a couple of cards that I like, cosplay, getting in shape, airships, business related, and in the mind of a madman. Now, the most popular, the largest one I have is my character design. There's well over 1,100 pieces of art in there, and some of the art. Let me see. Can I share? Can I share? Yeah, I'm not sure I'm using the camera. I can't really share my desktop. I wish I could do it correctly. But you can go in there and see all the stuff I've done for character design, what stuff I've grabbed. Some stuff's actually hand drawn, some stuff's actually photography. It's a little bit of both. It's just creatively things that I saw that I was like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. So whenever I get any new artists involved with me, I say, hey, here's my Pinterest folder. Check out these folders. These will be very, very useful. And I think people themselves get to see, visually what I'm looking for, what I expect, what kind of energy I want to have to do stuff. I think that's incredibly helpful. See, here's a great piece. I wish I could show you guys this piece. It's a great piece. It's in the folder. It's just in the folder. So there's so much great stuff in there that is amazing that you can use for art. And then, that's for character design. And then if you go, out of the way, please, thank you. If you go comic book covers, and we on our action sequence one. Our action sequence one, we only have 116 pictures in there so far. And a lot of them are comic book related covers, but you understand how the action should look, and what's going on, what's in the scene, what's not in the scene. How would you draw this? And I think it's a big help if you're a beginning artist or you're still working up your craft. These pictures at least give you an understanding of how the picture should look. There's one. Actually, I can talk about this one. It's called Force of Will by Matthew Stewart. If you find that, Matthew-Stewart.com. Apparently, I got this right. Originally got a pin from. And it's a simple picture. It looks like some kind of spellcaster. There's a big fire blast coming there. It's a big force shield around her, just stopping him. Small picture, nice, but it's a very cool looking picture. And it's like one of those. It's like, oh, that would look well in a book. That would do very well. Also, the advantage is that you go to the page, you see it, you find a link directly back to his website, which I'm a huge fan of. So you can go, oh, he has other pictures. Let me see other stuff he's done. Oh, this is a cool picture. Oh, this is a cool picture. And that's how you find like really new artists. I think Pinterest is probably a great way to start to do that. I think Pinterest is really, there's so much stuff that comes in on a daily basis you can just come and look at and go crazy about. I tell people if you want to start simple and find the best way, type in, Pathfinder Fantasy. That'll get you started with Pathfinder. That'll get you seeing stuff that you're like, oh, I like this piece of art. I like that piece of art. And then you can just go from there and just see tons and tons of art. Like somebody here today, I just happened to pick some stuff up. Somebody put together a lot of stuff from Gargoyles, the old Disney cartoon, which was amazing. Still think it's one of my favorite cartoons of all time because that cartoon was so above and beyond so much of the stuff out there. It was ahead of the game. Just ahead of the game. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, Spidey, who's this? See, look, now I found another artist. I'm like, oh, he draws a style that I think would work really well with Grand Theft Exodus. So I think I remember this guy's name. Yeah, I remember seeing this guy. He's out of Israel, which is like, out of Israel. Okay, let's see if he has contact information. I can send him a note. So he doesn't have any contact. That's something else I don't understand. If you're on DeviantArt, please put your contact information up there. I mean, at least put an email address so people want to get in contact with you if they want to, hire you. How can you say no to people saying, "Oh, I want to give you money," and you'll be like, "No, I don't need money. I like starving." All right. Actually, this guy's stuff, which fits in amazingly what I'd want. See? And this is the part that kills me. I can't get in contact with him. I mean, I can send a note through Deviant, and maybe if he possibly, maybe, sort of might get it, that kind of story. I don't want to do that. I'd like to contact him directly. Hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm hoping you can do. Boom, 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 and then we have something. But it doesn't always work that way. So, it's just something to think about. If you're a publisher, I would definitely suggest getting a Pinterest account and having your company name attached to it, and doing like I do, put artwork in there. Artwork you like from all different kinds of stuff, because it will pop up. You'll need, at one point, you're going to need some artwork to use as a sample for somebody's work. Like, oh, I'm looking for this type of character with this and this and this. It's great to explain it. It's much cooler if you can go, here's a picture, here's a picture, here's a picture. I like these kind of pictures. You see what they look, you see what they do, the feel. That's what I want for my picture. Go. And once they hear that, they go, okay. And then they go and they do the artwork, and it gives them what I think is the best detail. Because you can write up any art description you want. I think visually, if people can see kind of what you want, that helps out. I mean, leaps and bounds. For myself specifically, we're pretty lax on character design stuff. I tell people, for example, the gentleman I'm working with right now, I told him, hey, I want to do half giant, very much Samoan-esque Maori look and feel. I showed him some other art we did, and I didn't have to explain a lot of stuff. He's like, oh, okay, this is what you mean. I go, great, that's exactly what I mean. And then today he'd been working on the coloring. I was like, okay, let's work on some of the tattoos that I want to do. So I sent him about, I think, 8 or 9 pictures of the tattoos that I thought would be great on this character. And I just think sending people visuals with the art description can only make it better. And I also don't think, I think a problem becomes is that some people want to write art descriptions like they're art directors, and they don't. It's just, there's a skill to that too. So instead of just a lot of times I'll tell the artist, okay, this is what I want. I want this kind of character. But then I say, well, you do whatever you want. You be creative as you want. But I want to fall in this kind of ballpark. And once you give them that kind of ballpark to play in, they'll usually give you back something more creative than you thought. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think giving artists as much leeway as they can to do cool stuff, they're only going to give you cool stuff. That's just the way it is. That's the way I feel. So it's only 5:12 here. I just got home a while ago, making sure Lucas hasn't had his shots yet. I really take his medicine. So that's where we're going with that. Art wise, get some art books. I gotta read that book tonight. I'm just gonna look through that big old Blizzard book. I like it. I like it a lot. It's huge and it's got a lot of great art. So I'll be doing that. So what else is going on with NeoExodus? Well, the fun stuff going on with NeoExodus is continuing on. We finished one of the iconics came in. We made some edits. It went back out. It's coming back in. We got to fine tune it, and it should be out very, very soon. I'm hoping to have the next 3 iconics out somewhere in the next couple weeks once we get all the art settled and all the writing settled, and that'll be good for everybody. And then from there, we're going to keep continuing working on the campaign book, which a lot of people have been asking about and interested. And I'm like I said, I'm trying to add new stuff and keep some old stuff in there, and add all kinds of different upgrades to make stuff a little cooler. Like in the first, where's the book? In the shelf. The first one we did the monsters, but we didn't do them with any artwork. Now we're doing with color artwork. So that's very cool. Also, I want to include some monsters that went off and did our series Monsters NeoExodus. For example, our Annihilation Sphere. Annihilation Sphere has a CR25 and CR30. And this is done before Mythic came out and any of that stuff. So I'm thinking of maybe doing a CR10 version that you can have and use in the game, because I'm a big believer is I like returning villains and returning bad guys and returning monsters at different levels. Because you play them, you play your characters from 1 to 5. They're, a 6th level guy is a threat. So you play that. Then the same guy comes back, at 10th while you're at from 6 to 9. And I like for the villain to keep coming back. I think that's a cool concept. I think when you get stronger, the villain gets stronger. It isn't like you meet the guy for the first time, you kill him, never see him again. It's like, no, reoccurring guys make reoccurring great storylines, which makes it even more interesting for people to play. So that's something that I want to do more of. So that's what I'm doing with NeoExodus. And like I said, I'm doing more of that. I think I'm going to be adding a little more content, more than I even thought I was going to be adding. But, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun doing this. A lot of fun getting people a lot of cool stuff. We also have Mythic Machinesmith that I think is still in the editor's box. Once the editor sends it back, I'm going to hit the layout phase, get that done and out. Because a lot of people have been asking about, oh, I want to do a Mythic Machinesmith. Oh, do you have rules for them? Like, yes, we have rules for them, but they're not done. So what I'm probably going to do is, even just to get people interested, I'm going to probably put the rules up for free at RPG, not RPG now, at probably Paizo through one of our Dropbox accounts or something. People can check it out, see what they like, rip it apart. I really always appreciate it. Rip it apart, see if you need to make some changes. We'll bring it back, and then just go from there. That's the cool thing. I've always appreciated the fan base and all the nice stuff they've done for us. So I never have a problem like putting out a product like that from the sea, because Machinesmith has done so well, and so many people like it. We want to make sure we do a good version that everyone really likes and supports. So, and I think I'm gonna end this one with something I'm gonna steal from one of my favorite podcasters. I'm gonna ask a question of the week. What question would I ask for the week? What's a good question to ask? If you could ask any third-party publisher any question to get you, you know what? I'll make it even simple. If you could ask any third-party publisher a question, what would it be? And better yet, what would be advice you'd be looking to take to use for yourself to become a third-party publisher? So just do a favor, if you answer this in the comments below. Tell us what you think. Tell us, if the question's stupid, tell me that or whatever. I'm good with either way. But, answer the question. Think about this. It could be very cool. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to hang out with Lucas and do some more work. Talk to you all later.